All right, everyone, what's going on? Needs More Drums back in Alma, Missouri for the third episode of our last challenge series in FS22, where we're going to see if we can save our family farm from going bankrupt and getting sold and put it for auction. So to start today, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update, drive around the farm, kind of show you guys the status of some of the crops, and we're going to talk about the game plan for today. So let's hop in the truck and get started. All right, so the first thing you're going to notice right off the bat is our pitiful bank balance of negative $3,991. So the reason for that is a couple things. So if we go to our right here, you'll see in the garage we have the John Deere hooked up to a piece of equipment that we actually don't own. So I had to make some tough decisions after recording the last episode. Basically, if we go up here to our left, we'll see our cornfield. We did manage to get that planted last month. However, we did not have... I made a smart... What ended up being actually a smart decision to buy seeds instead of buying lime. So I didn't get lime on the whole field. I got it on about a couple of headland passes, which was still a big chunk of the field, but I didn't actually get to lime the whole field. But you can see we do have the corn in the ground. It's doing quite well. And we needed a way to get rid of weeds, though. And so we don't have enough money to pay for herbicide because herbicide is stupid expensive, but we did have enough money to lease that weeder, or I guess that one's technically a hoe because it has, it's for the medium weeds. And so between the last episode and this episode, we had Kyle drive through this field here. Actually, not this field here, the big one back over here with our oats our oats in it. So this field to our right is our wheat field. This field straight ahead of us is our oat field. And so this was full of weeds. Luckily, Kyle went and picked up that hoe and got them all dug up here. So that field is doing way better, pretty much weed free at this point. This one, since we just planted it last month, we haven't had a chance to actually do anything about the weeds yet. So we're gonna have Kyle do that probably this morning, if I'm being honest. I think that'll be the first thing that we have him do today. You can see it's 7 o'clock, pretty early, but we do have a lot to do today. So, as is the case with literally every episode on this farm, always a lot to do. But anyway, so we got to get that field all weeded, and then after we're done with that, we actually have to get another coat of fertilizer down on that field as well. So that won't take long though, and we do have that fertilizer in stock, so we won't actually have to buy any more. And, I'm not really too worried about the cash situation because of what we're doing today. So first things first, I'm going to clean up these tractors. You can see our big case right there that we used to plant the corn is just super dirty. But I love the dirt textures on there, man. That's a really great looking mod. I had a blast using that. Plant that whole field, and what a classic workhorse, man. That tractor's awesome. But second thing is we have our greenhouses over here, and they're actually doing quite well. And for some reason, I thought it was a little bit weird why there weren't any pellets showing up, because they were producing like thousands of liters of product based on the productions menu. But then when I drive over here, you'll see there's no pellets on the ground. Well, I actually forgot that I installed a mod, like a better productions mod or something, and you actually have to go in and turn on the if I turn on the zone markers, where the zone marker would be right here, and you actually have to press R, click on the product, and then it tells you how many pellets you could put out. So yeah. didn't realize that I needed to do that. So I'll put the pellets out today, and once we get some time, we'll go and sell those. I know it's not peak time to sell. I think the peak times for like any productions or any of these greenhouse productions are actually in the winter. I know that for a fact because I just checked all the prices. But the price doesn't fluctuate too much, so I think we'll be fine with selling those all today if we have the time, or tomorrow too, whatever we get the time to do. But the big job today is grass work round 2 for the year. So we did a whole silage cut, and now we need to do a hay cut. And I like doing hay in the summer, rightfully so, because it's dry, it's hot, the hay dries out really well. I don't want to wait to do hay in like November or October. That just you run the risk of it never really being dry enough. So it's a great day to do it. Beautiful sunny day today, and you can see that all of our grass fields are back to full potential. So we're gonna go and tackle that. the silage actually is not yet fermented, only 65, 66%. So we still have about probably another month to go on these. We'll probably sell those, you know, either in July or maybe even in August. But my plan for grass is we're gonna do the hay cut today. This first round of silage, and you can see the bales kind of stacked up over there in the distance too. They're just all around. We have a stack for every field. But basically my plan is to sell all of this cut of silage, this entire cut, this first cut. We're going to sell it all, get a huge amount of money because silage is so profitable. We have, I think, well over 100 bales of silage strewn about the farm right now. And so once we sell that, we'll have this hay cut. We'll probably sell half of it or so today. And then I think I'm actually going to keep the other half because when we buy the animals back, I want to make sure that we have some feed for them. So I'm not going to sell all of the hay, but we'll see how many bales we get. And if we get, you know, anything close to the silage bales, I think we'll have more than enough to at least sustain ourselves, you know, through the winter plus some, even if we just keep half of the bales out of this entire harvest today. So we'll do that. And then, you know, we'll probably do a field of grass. Once we do our third silage cut, we'll probably do a field of grass and then, you know, keep all of that silage and a field of grass so that we have enough feed for all the animals throughout the rest of the year. And yeah, so that's that. Hopefully everything goes to plan. That's, you know, the agenda for today is to get that grass all cut. However, it is just me for now. Darren he's got to go run into town today to go and take care of some you know, regular life things like going to the store and, you know, checking into the bank and everything. So he's going to be out of commission for today, at least for a little bit. So me and Kyle are actually going to get started on the, I don't even know where I'm driving here. I got to go to the garage. Just talking, not paying attention where I'm going. All right. Anyway, but me and Kyle are going to get started on the work. So he's going to, like I said, he's going to get that, those weeds out of that field for us. Well, we get started on some grass work. And honestly, I'm not going to complain because I like doing a little bit of grass work. I haven't really gotten the chance to do much of that yet, and it'll be nice to get into that old International right there. I think I'm gonna hook that up to the mower and use that tractor for the grass today. It's a beautiful day to be outside on the mower, so can't complain there. But yeah, we're gonna park this up. You know, and we'll put it in the garage. Why not? Just for the heck of it. Park this up. Clean off this tractor, get that parked up, and then we'll get all the grass equipment hooked up and get started with the work for today. So I will check in with you guys in a little bit once we've got everything all set up and ready to go. All right, and here we are at our first field. This is, I believe, field 8, maybe. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this mower turned on, and we will get started. I just got to remember to actually lower that down there. Yep, there we go. And thankfully, grass work is usually pretty quick. I know there's the extra step involved in making hay where we got to actually dry it, you know, get it all tedded. But overall, it's really not that bad. You could move pretty fast. Tractors, you can see we're already doing 12 miles an hour, which, I mean, we were cruising. Kyle's already started on getting those weeds out of our cornfield for us, so that is super nice to have that already underway. But yeah, gonna probably jump into a little bit of a quick time lapse, just doing some little grass work montages as we cut this field, and then we'll let you guys know once we've kind of got some of these fields cut. We're ready to move on to the hay, or I guess for the tedding, but that won't be for another little bit. Oh, we can actually run this at 14 miles an hour. Just shifted into another gear that was hiding from me for a little bit. So there we go. Talk about efficiency, man. We're gonna get through this in no time. I know these are pretty big fields, but honestly, when you're running at this kind of speed, they go pretty quick. And I could just kind of cut straight through here and just like get all this grass, you know, in the median here. But nah, we won't do that. Doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. All right, just about to make our last couple of passes here on this grass field, which is actually quite large. It's taken us, not quite, not even almost an hour. I'd say, you know, half hour, 45 minutes, to be honest. not as long as you would think to actually cut this whole field, but still quite a bit of time in the in-game here. So now we got to go and head over. We'll head over and do this one, since we can just drive straight to it like this. But then we'll hop on the road, go across the ditch here, get that one, and we have three fields left. So we have this big one on our left, big one on our right, and then this very small one that's on the other end of the property, kind of next to our house. So, yeah, plenty of grass to cut. But like I said, this doesn't take too long. So it's actually not that bad, if I'm being honest. It's kind of fun too to do something a little bit different, get out of the big tractors into something a little bit smaller. But yeah, I'm just gonna get this done, you know, off camera, and then I'll bring you guys back once we've got something worthy to talk about. Probably just the next step in the process, and you know, eventually what we're gonna do. We'll see if we have time for those get some of that produce sold today. I'm very curious, because I feel like in July we're not going to have much time, because we're going to have to sell all of our silage, which takes up a lot of hours just driving back and forth to the sell point. But hopefully in that time, I think we'll be able to have Kyle and Darren help us out a little bit too. Maybe they can run the trucks kind of back and forth, and I can just focus on loading one at a time. You know, if we time it just right, it might be like a well-oiled machine. You know, one of them goes, we load the other one up. By the time first one gets back, we'll be ready to, the second one will be ready to go, and, you know, repeat and repeat, and that would be fantastic. But we'll have to see. Cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, for now, like I said, when we get to work, I will mow all 3 of these fields and then talk to you guys when I'm done with that. So, see you soon. All right, it is 10:30 in the morning. We just got done with our all the mowing on the farm, which is actually pretty good time-wise. Still pretty early. We still got a couple things to do, obviously, but to make all these hay bales and stuff, and we still got to try to sell our produce and try to sell the hay bales too, if we can. As you can see, we're another couple thousand dollars down. We got the lease on that weeder, so it's not super great. But once we're done with that, it'll be, you know, money well spent, I guess, even if it's money that we don't really have. But anyway, all right, so I'm just gonna jump into a time lapse real quick. We're gonna get all these fields tedded so we can actually make some hay bales out of them. So we're gonna start with this one all the way out here, just a small one at the edge of the property here, and then we'll go and knock out the big one. So hopefully this, you know, this might take a little bit longer than the mowing, given the speed at which you can ted. But either way, shouldn't take us all day. So I'll get started and talk to y'all later. And all right, man, that was a lot of work. That was a lot of work. Yeah, we've been at that for well over half the day. Took a couple of hours in real time, man. That was a lot of tedding. I see why hay's a little bit, you know, a little bit pricier sometimes. It'll sell for a good sum of cash, but you know, in those contracts, like any hay contracts, are worth a little bit more money. And now I see why. It takes a little bit with that extra step. On a small scale, it's not bad, but when you have like 50 acres of fields worth of hay to ted, it's a lot. Anyway, we can see Darren's still at the store, or you know, wherever in town doing whatever he's doing. Kyle's back with the tractor. He just went and dropped off the weeder. We had that on lease, and he did a pretty good job. I think there might be a spot or two in the field that, you know, you may have missed, but it's hard to see with the corn. Overall, I think he did a really good job. So we're gonna have him get hooked up to the fertilizer spreader, and you can start spreading the second coat of fertilizer on that field of corn there that he just weeded. Sorry, I can't think of what I'm saying to here. I'm trying to figure out where all the gears are at in this tractor. I swear this thing is like kind of tough to figure it out sometimes. There we go. Yeah, I do have an actual like a H pattern shifter, so you know, it's always fun to mess around with some of these tractors with the manual transmissions and everything. But yeah, so we'll have him probably take that same tractor to do the fertilizing. Shouldn't be too bad. Plus those smaller tires will be easier on the crops than compared to the big beefy tires of the other John Deere. So we'll have him go and fertilize that field. Shouldn't take too long, and we already have the fertilizer, so we don't have to buy that, which is good because we're broke and we have no money. And I'm gonna give this tedder a quick little wash, and hose down this tractor a little bit too, real quick, and then we'll probably just take this, hook it up to the windrower, and then we'll get all of these hay fields windrowed, and so we could just get straight to baling. I know I said I was gonna try to sell some produce today, but we will see if we get done, like how long it'll take to get done with that. I'm guessing, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it today. We might have to wait till tomorrow. We might have to wait to sell the hay bales tomorrow too, depending on when we get done with the baling. We have a lot of hay to windrow and bale, and with Darren being out for the day, you know, this is a lot of work for the couple of us. But anyway, gonna stop talking now. We're gonna get this cleaned up and then jump right back in and get some of those fields windrowed. And I'll tell you what, this is actually a pretty big piece of equipment, I gotta say, for the small tractor. It shouldn't have a problem running it though, I don't think. If I remember correctly, these all of these windrowers are usually pretty low on power requirements, so I think this tractor should do just fine. But we'll see once we get started. I forgot to check the power requirement on it, but I think we'll be all right. So let's go ahead and get it unfolded, and we will give it a shot here real quick. We'll just try this field, and I think what I'm going to do is that the first pass I'm going to do like a double headland, and then on the way, you know, then we'll kind of split it up. But it's just easier to kind of make the headland on the inside rather than doing the first pass on the far edge of the field, because then you run the risk of, like, you know, we got a couple of divots and deep ravines that we got to worry about around here, so I don't want to run the risk of the tractor getting too close to the side. But yeah, let's see how this goes here. I think we should be all right. Yeah, 9 miles an hour. That is running just fine. We got power. We got plenty of power to work with here, so no problems there. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. This will probably take the same amount of time that it took me to ted all the fields, since our work speed is the same and our work width is relatively similar. Yeah, I think they're both like maybe 9 meters actually, so can't really complain there. But yeah, this will take a better part of the afternoon, so I'll just check back in with you guys a little bit later once we've gotten all these fields done. Probably won't jump into a time lapse for this, or maybe I will. We'll see what I'm feeling. So either way, see you guys in a little bit. All right, we are all done finally with getting all of the fields prepped, all windrowed, and ready to be baled. So we're gonna just leave this tractor here for now. I'm probably gonna give it a wash pretty soon, but I'm gonna go and head over and probably grab the bigger John Deere, the what is it, the 8R series or whatever that we got with the big tires. We're gonna hook that up to the baler and do some baling real quick. And the thing that I love about this baler is that it's just continuous. You know, these square balers are so nice because you just drive along the field and you never have to stop and unload a bale. They just keep coming and coming and coming. So we're going to get this done super fast. It's only 4:30. At this rate, I think we'll be able to actually sell some of our maybe sell some of our produce today if the store's still open. Otherwise, we'll just wait till tomorrow. No big deal. Yeah, this guy right here, I love this tractor. This thing's awesome. And Darren's back. Kyle's all done fertilizing, so that is good for us because we can I mean, I don't know. This is kind of a one-man job right now, but if we get around to selling stuff, it'll be nice to have both of them there. We already got both of the trucks hooked up with trailers. We got the semi and the Darren's crew cab gooseneck ready to go. So no problems there. But yeah, let's go and hook up to this baler, and we're probably just going to jump into a little bit of a time lapse on one of the fields. You know, just real quick, and that'll probably be it for in terms of baling. But yeah, just so you can see how beautiful our windrows look. We did a great job. Credit where credit is due. You know, it was a lot of work to get all this stuff ready. So let's also see. Oh, we only got 50% of our twine in here. Definitely going to need to get some more of that. But yeah, we'll start here in the big field, and then we'll go around and finish up with the smaller one last, just like we did with our windrowing. It's always nice to just finish up with the last small field, get these huge ones out of the way. But yeah, things are looking good today. Still pretty early in the afternoon. Got plenty of daylight left since it is June. Hot one, but doing a lot of work. So thank God these this tractor's got AC. The other one, we were cooking in that international, but this one's not too bad. So let's go and get this unfolded. We'll go ahead and get started. Oh man, we are just getting done with the last field. Still have a little bit of bale twine left in the baler, which I'm kind of surprised. I thought I would go through it all, but we have not. And not perfect. There are still a bunch of little, you know, areas of grass kind of left around, scattered around the fields. But that's all right. We got most of it. And just looking at the bale counter, we have 103 bales, and I actually forgot to reset it during the first field. So I'm going to say that field probably had 50 to 60 bales as well. So we got, you know, probably 150 hay bales all done and ready to go. Like I said in the beginning, I'm only planning to sell about half of these because this is going to be our only hay cut for the year. And if we get animals, you know, in the winter, I don't want there to be any issues with, you know, not having enough food for certain animals. So we're just gonna get, we're gonna leave some of the hay for that. Now let me, all right, yeah, I can't do that in this game. For some reason I was thinking about, I've been playing a little, you know, Farm Sim 25 lately, and in Farm Sim 25, there's a mod that allows you to use, it can empty in, man, I can't think of what I'm saying. It can empty a baler before the bale is complete. You can unload an unfinished bale, but in this game you cannot do that because there is not a mod for that, or at least I don't think there is. But anyway, who cares? Yeah, it's getting a little bit later in the day, 7 o'clock. Work's kind of wrapping up. I think what I am gonna do, instead of, oh, just ran over that deer. Whoops, sorry, dude. But before we wrap up the episode, I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually just get a truck. Well, both trailers loaded. I'm gonna load up the gooseneck trailer on the Chevy pickup and the the flatbed on the Kenworth. So we're gonna just park this over here. We'll give it a wash a little bit later, but for now we'll jump in the telehandler since it's right here and swap this out, and then swap out that pallet for the bale grab. And we're just gonna go and load up a truck real quick and probably sell it in the morning along with some of the produce. So for the produce though, I want to use the our old GMC or Chevy, whatever truck that is, but just the flatbed. I don't want to use any trailers for that because it seems a little bit excessive. But I don't know. Who knows? We might have tons of produce. I don't know. I think we do have quite a few pallets in there. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make a game time decision there. But for now, let's go ahead and just load this up, and then we'll jump back in the morning, get some of this sold, and then probably wrap up the episode for today. I know it's been what feels like a long one. I haven't started editing it yet, but I mean, just playing wise, I mean, this has taken me hours to do. I can't believe how big these fields are. And you know what? I'm actually curious. Let's jump into the mini map here. And how many acres of hay do we have? So we have, let's see, we got like 17, this 28. This is a little bit deceiving. If this whole thing is 51, I don't know, maybe call that 25, maybe like another 15-ish, so 30, let's call it 40. Probably about 45 acres, give or take, maybe. I don't know, that's an estimate. Yeah, here's a 45-acre field. That might be kind of close, maybe 40, 45 acres. Still, that's a lot of hay, it's a lot of grass. This is the most work I've ever done in this game for sure, and it took me hours to do all of the steps necessary to make some hay. But that's good because we got tons of bales. So let's go and load some of these trailers up. Luckily, bale collecting with this telehandler is super easy. All we gotta do is let's see here. So we gotta get up here. And then there's a little trick. I know this is an auto loader, which just makes life a little bit easier. And if you kind of just like press down on one, it just pops right in there. Yep. Very, very easy. Not too hard to do. And it makes loading this up a little bit quick. But still fun because you actually have to go and collect everything, but you don't have to deal with the tedious aspect of like getting it all, perfectly stacked and everything like that. But speaking of stacked bales, these should be ready to go by tomorrow. Actually, let's jump out here real quick. Just check this out, see what the progress is like. 82%. I'm thinking tomorrow those should be good. That should be about 3 months. So overnight, one more night, we'll be able to sell those tomorrow. But also tomorrow, I'm curious if our oats are going to be ready to harvest. Those take like I think like 4 months to grow or so. And we have, they're pretty late in the growth stage already, so we might be ready to harvest either tomorrow or if not for sure then in August. But it might be a little bit tough if we have to harvest everything at once, so I'm kind of hoping that they're ready tomorrow so we can get those done and then get those out of the way in July and then spend the August and everything harvesting the other crops. So we'll see. But anyway, let's go and get this loaded up and then we'll catch you guys in the morning. All right, and good morning, guys. We got both of our trucks loaded. We just came over here and loaded up these the small field bales here, and we got one of the big fields on and just this one. So I'm thinking about keeping the other big field and then the other, I guess you can call it a medium-sized field, even though it's pretty large. But the fairly large field and then the large field, we're gonna keep those for now. Hopefully, this should be enough to cover our cost of negative $8,500. We had to, pay a little bit more money for our water, for our production, and we had some leasing costs and everything. So, you know how it is, or property maintenance and all that. So, just hemorrhaging money at the moment. but it's okay. So we're gonna head over to the animal dealer now, because that is where they take the bales. We'll just see how much we get for these couple of truckloads. So I will talk to you guys in a second. Okay, so we got about $8,000 for the first load, and this is a little bit, I think it's like one bale less, actually, so I'm guessing about the same for this one. Actually got about 9,000 after, you know, the, yeah, we had a couple bales at the end there, so perfect. 8,400 bucks. Beautiful. About another 16, 17,000 just from hay. That is awesome. That'll give us a little push that we need to, you know, keep us afloat for the next, you know, little while or so, until we get the harvest sold. And luckily we won't be spending any cash for anything other than property maintenance and stuff. But you know what? I think I'm gonna hold off on selling the produce until the next episode. And am I gonna click stop sign? No. Good. Nice. And yeah, we definitely stole Darren's trucks and see took the semi over there. Thought we'd give his car you know, take it for a little spin here. But it looks like our field is not ready, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I forget which one is which here. Let me pull up here. It looks like we still got a little bit to go. Probably another month or so, which is good. I was hoping that we weren't gonna get tasks with a harvest today. I wasn't mentally prepared for that. Yeah, let's just check out the crops here. So we have the wheat, 6 out of 7. Ooh. Uh-oh. And this is 4 to 4. Okay. That's good. That's good. That means these are going to be a month apart, I believe. So the oats here on the left should be ready in August. And then these should be, the wheat should be ready in September because it's seven growth stages plus the harvest stage. So that's good. Okay. Okay, that's what I was kind of hoping for. So that'll be nice. We'll have a big grain harvest, you know, over the course of a couple months. And then the corn should be ready in, like, probably October, I would assume. Because that's a little bit later in the fall. But, yeah, in the meantime, we could focus on getting some produce sold for the next episode. And then we'll fast forward, you know, we'll probably sell some produce and then get the harvest started once that is ready to go. So in the meantime, oh, and silage. We have silage, too, to get sold. So we have a lot of money to be made in the next episode, which is super exciting. We have been battling the debt for a long time, and it's so nice to finally have some disposable income and have some products to sell to make some additional disposable income. So really, really excited about that. But yeah, but in the meantime, hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching. This episode was a lot of fun to put together, but also it was a lot of work. This is definitely the most I've played this game for an episode in, I mean, probably forever, to be honest with you. So it took, you know, many hours to record all of this content. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And let me know if there's anything, you know, that you want to see me do differently on this farm. But we're kind of coming to the end already here. It's almost harvest season, even though it's only the summer, but we don't have much else after this. So I'll leave this here for now. But I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.